If you've always wanted to know, how do people look so good consistently? You're looking around and people always look amazing, incredible even, and you cannot keep up. Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to be talking about the secret to looking amazing without wasting time. Let's get into it. People often assume that successful people have a lot of time to focus on their image. But how? Successful people are often the busiest. Their time and their energy, especially their brain power, is often being pulled in so many different places. In fact, I've noticed as a personal stylist of over 11 years that most clients who are successful have less time than the average person to think about their image. And yet and still they must, because their image and their success start to build off of each other. And now it is a non-negotiable. Well, how do they get it done? Well, let me fill you in. My clients are those people. My clients are execs, they're VPs, they're entrepreneurs, they're faces of their own brands, or they're the leader and almost the representation of another brand. They are often being pulled in so many different areas, and they may even be famous on a national level, worldwide level, or just in their local town, community, or in their sector, even more importantly. But even with all of that going on, they still look amazing. Well, my clients do. I don't know about everyone else. But how do they get it done? Well, I'm not only going to teach you how it happens and how to do it, I'm going to show you by example. Let's get into our example. Sarah Lewis. Case in point, Sarah Lewis, who's a client of mine. She's an author, an art curator, and still manages to have time to be a professor at Harvard University. Talk about a busy woman. And while she's doing all of that, she still has to curate an image that shows that she is an expert in her field, that she is someone you should listen to, someone who's engaging, someone who has personality, and she's bringing so much to the table by using her image. Because of her busy schedule, Sarah is not someone who can sit at home scrolling Pinterest, hoping that she gets inspired, okay? She actually has to be out there, inspiring, speaking, teaching, writing, planning her next venture, right? And when that's happening, it can be very, very easy for Sarah and someone else, any of you who are also successful, to think that, oh my gosh, I have all these things to do, but my image is also competing for my attention, right? Your image and how you put yourself together starts to compete with your mind. Meanwhile, you're saying to yourself, I'll worry about my image after this next project, after this next book deal, after work slows down, after. And yet what's going to happen is you're just going to continue to become more and more successful, more and more in demand, more and more busy. That never stops. We don't get this magical moment as successful driven people where life is just going to slow down. No, actually, if you're doing it right, life is actually going to speed up, honey. And the only way to ensure that you are mastering your image and all the things aligned for you as you get on these big stages, as you are now on video more, as you are now more in demand, is to have a system to back you up that ensures that you always look amazing. But what is that system? The big three focuses on the 3 pillars of your image that make the biggest impact, okay? So that's going to be hair, style, and skin/makeup, right? These 3 move your needle immediately. As someone who has been giving makeovers for over a decade, I can have a client move those 3 parts of their image and not lose weight, and not get lashes, and not do all the things that people tell you that you need to do online. And people are floored every single time. And people get results every single time, not only just for themselves, but when they go into their workplace, when they're dating. These things matter. So in order to have a system, you need to be leaning into the big 3, but there has to be some proactiveness combined with that. Let me tell you what I mean. Because having a strong image isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about reducing the amount of decisions that you have to make and the amount of panic that you need to have. Now, in the big 3, The most important attribute is understanding things that like you back, and not the trendiest or the hottest or even the most expensive of them all, right? So when it comes to hair, you want to have hairstyles that complement your features, aka like you back, and also have a pattern or a sequence of how often those things are taken care of, and set it and forget it, right? That's hair. When it comes to style, we want to make sure that we understand your lifestyle so that we are building you a closet that you don't have to have last minute shopping plans about. Okay. If you're someone like a Sarah Lewis, who is constantly going to be on stage, who is constantly going to be on camera, constantly be photographed, that means that we have numerous outfit choices for on stage, numerous outfit options for a red carpet, already selected, tailored, and ready to go. It makes a huge difference. For skin and makeup, understanding that I either have a team of makeup artists that are on call, or I have now sat down and learned 3 makeup routines. And you can learn it so many different ways in 2026, right? That could be online. That could be hiring one of those makeup artists to come and teach you. That could be a combination. The combination always guarantees a result. But these are things that we have to make sure that we're not overthinking, and we also aren't neglecting our image. The big 3 is the system you need, but also you need to be proactive. The irony of this is that Sarah didn't have time. She didn't have time, but we used our system to ensure that she still got the results that she needed. Styling that looked great, hair and makeup talks, having her makeup done, a photo shoot planned for her. All of that was done. And literally, by the time we put the last outfit on her, she had to skedaddle out the door and catch a flight. Life is not going to be picture perfect. It will not slow down for the successful. It will not slow down for the ambitious. You fight and you make time. Now, luckily, you've learned it here to a personal stylist who can make this part of your life a breeze, who can help you make your image a no-brainer, packed and loaded by a system that's running in the background that you barely have to think about ever. But you have to know that there's a system happening for people who look good all the time. It's not chance, it's not miracles, and it's definitely not a 2-hour dedication in the morning, because no one has that, except especially someone who's running something, who's in front, who's forward facing, who's ambitious, who's trying to grow and lead. You don't just find the time. You steal it by delegating it out to someone who knows how to give you a system that works over and over again.